Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to this video. I'm going to talk about frequencies behind choices and recognizing choices. And as I was sitting with my guys just now before doing this video, they also brought in a message about the current energies that I will share in the end of this video. So, choices are really important now, in the sense that we take our power back through understanding and seeing and gaining the awareness around that we do have choices. So what my guides have been teaching me that I've been really practicing over this last year is to see in every situation, try to recognize where I do have a choice in the situation, because often we find ourselves in situations where we feel we don't really have a choice. I have to do this, or I have to do this action or take this action. I am sort of forced in this situation to handle it in a certain way, or we very often fall into this victimization without really being conscious about it, in the sense that we don't really see that we have a choice in the situation. And they've been coming in the last days and saying that this is very important currently, that we start to recognize where we do have a choice in the situation. So when we find ourselves in any type of situation, whether it is a challenging or a pleasant situation throughout the day, start practicing. And this is of course much easier if it's not a really hard, challenging situation, but it's really good to practice it in all sorts of situations, to sort of train ourselves to become conscious as we're making choices, and really see in the situation, what is the choice I have in this situation? Do I have several options? And some options you might even not think is a choice, because it's not, or like an option, because it's not really something you want to go, like a road you want to go down at all anyways. But by practicing this, you also open up the door, so to speak, to find new options and to start to be more creative, as to find out where your power is in the situation, and be aware of the choice you have, the choice you make, and take responsibility for that. We also take so much more responsibility for our lives when we become aware of the choices we have. And this is also really important in order to take us out of that victim state that so many of us have been in or currently find ourselves in. It's very important that we take our power back. And another layer of this about frequencies and choices that I have been explaining a lot about is to be aware of the frequency behind the choice we make. So when we first know and we are aware that we do have a choice and that we have made a choice, it might not even be that we have like really the option that we really wanted to have or to take in a situation, but recognize anyways that you have several options, and be aware that you're actually taking or making a choice, and then like to move towards what you want. It creates this sense of empowerment and a very important awareness that we are going to need going forward. And the frequency behind the choices we make is, like what I have been explaining, is that there's so many choices we make that comes from frequency of fear or guilt or shame. So for example, take a situation where you find yourself doing something you don't really want to do, but you do it because otherwise you will feel guilty if you didn't do this, because this person needs that I do this, or this is expected of me, and if I don't do that, I will end up feeling guilty. And then you're actually making the choice to avoid the feeling of guilt later. Or if it's out of fear, I take this action, or I make this choice because I'm afraid of what would happen if I don't do it. Or because I'm trying to avoid something, or I'm just acting out of fear because I don't really dare to step into what I really want to do. I don't dare to expand my comfort zone or to embody more of myself. So we can do this in both ways. It can be fear because we want to avoid something, or it can be a fear because we're afraid of the expansion that we're about to make. Becoming aware of this, what's actually playing underneath the choice you make, it can be really, really helpful. Also with shame, the same thing. When we get the awareness of the underlying frequency of our choices, it's so much more easy to find the belief system that is underneath, because there's always a belief system in play. So if I, for example, make a choice of doing something for someone, and I do it because I know that they will be happy, and I know that I will feel guilty if I don't do it, but I don't actually feel like doing it. I would feel like doing something for self-care instead, because that's what I really need. So in that scenario, if I don't do it, it might well be that the other person will be just fine, and that I'm actually, more than doing it for the other person, I'm doing it to avoid my own guilt. Now, if I become aware of that and I own up to that, if I see what's underneath, I will be feeling guilt. Why would I be feeling guilty? Maybe it is because I am attached to being a good person. Maybe I'm attached to what this person thinks of me. Maybe I am wanting to, maybe I have something in mind, so I want to create with this person, or to get to kind of through this person. There's so many manipulative things that can be underneath. Or it can simply be the belief system that I'm a bad person if I don't do this, and I want to be seen as good, so I will rather abandon my own truth. That belief system, when we use this technique to really get to the bottom of it, then I can change that belief system. Then I can look at it and say, holy crap, is this what's underneath? This is not a belief system I want to hold. Let's see, why am I feeling guilty? Should, or maybe not should is a good word, but is this something I want to, or that I choose to keep in my life? Is this a pattern I want to keep in my life? Or is this a belief system that I want to change? And then you can change it. And then by having the awareness and choosing to change it, you keep doing the new pattern. You keep reminding yourself of your new belief, and you keep, every time you get into that same pattern and you catch yourself doing that, you change it, and you recognize that you have a choice in that situation. And that choice is your own free choice to make. It's your own awareness, it's your responsibility, and it's your empowerment. And it's your authenticity. And so really becoming aware of the frequency behind our choices is so important. And that brings me into the message they wanted to say about what's going on currently. Because belief systems and the shedding of the old beliefs are so important now. They're saying, like, if you're really tired, rest. If you are, like, anything that is coming up, there is a good chance, they're saying, that there are belief systems that are asked to be seen, to be changed, and to be let go of. And it can be a lot coming up now that we need to let go of. Not in the same sense, they're saying, as the previous months that we have been going through, but on sort of deeper levels. And what they were showing me was that what's happening, they showed me this geometric pattern kept in our physical bodies, and it was really solid. Like, I could see all the lines in this geometric pattern, and they showed me that it seems really solid because it looks like physical and tangible and very solid. And they showed me that it starts to sort of just move a little bit, and it starts to, like, break apart. And then they showed me water, that water, whatever way you feel water can help you. Drinking water, being by the water, like feeling that you're cleansing yourself through a bath or through a shower. Like, water can be really helpful. And visualize that this pattern that has been kept in place and that has been sort of structuring your belief system and structuring your way of doing life and being you, that this is now ready to go. And just by having the awareness and not attaching to it and sort of just letting it fall and float out of you, they showed me that there is this new pattern that is emerging. And the way this was very different than the pattern they showed me first, that is the pattern, the more solid structure that is falling away. The new pattern they showed me it looked like light. It was several different colors, very different colors than the first more solid sort of structure. And rather than that being something that was, like, kept in the outer part of the body, or more like from the outside and structuring from the outside, like locking in type of, like, that's how that felt and how it looked. This new pattern is merging from the light that comes into us, that the light that is our consciousness, and it's emerging out of that light. And then I saw really beautiful, intricate geometric patterns in these beautiful colors that are, like, sort of floating out of this columnar light within us and out in our bodies. We can choose to let this happen, or we can choose to resist it. The more we resist, the harder the process is, as most of us have already experienced in other things. But really, like, use water and just have the awareness of that this is going on, and don't think that there's something wrong, even though we feel like this uncomfortableness, like something is, like, breaking apart within, and I can't really see what it is or understand what it is, but just see this pattern, just like it's breaking up, and it's literally just moving through. Grounding in nature really helps in order to just get it, like, out of your body, and the water to just, like, sort of flush through and move the emotions, move the energy in your body, just tuning into the energy and the flow in the water. know that this new, completely different geometric pattern from your own light is emerging and is like expanding in your body. Yeah, and also creativity, they said, can be really helpful in this process. So whenever you feel like, really follow your body, and like, or what you feel that you need, when it comes to eating, when it comes to resting, when it comes to exercising, like whatever you're doing, just follow what feels right for you, as always. But using creativity when you feel like it, whether that be writing, creating music, dancing, painting, cooking, like no matter what type of creative expression you want to make, just how that also helps like moving the energy in the body and bringing out, like, because when you're in this creative flow, it brings this authentic expression, and it connects you to that consciousness within you, and it helps with the whole movement of energy in the body, and it helps with this new energy to sort of expand in your body, as well as it can really help in moving things through and just letting go of what's leaving. I hope this was helpful for you. I'd love to hear your comments. If there's something you want to comment upon or share, please share the video if you know someone who resonate or will resonate with this, or get some help or assistance from it. And I hope to see you in the next video, and I wish you a beautiful day. Bye bye.